the best place in outer space. Kids Planet! I'm Nova. Are you ready to go on our next adventure through the galaxy? Me too! Today, we're going to learn more about values and good manners. Our rocket ship is ready! Put on your helmets and buckle your seatbelts. We blast off in 3, 2, 1. Here we go! Today, we'll discover that there are many ways of being a superhero in real life. Who wants to act like a superhero? Me too! One of the best things about being a superhero for real is that we get to help others. That's what makes us super. Helping others shows them respect. Respect is so important because it shows that we care about people. We care about their rights and feelings, and we want them to be treated fairly. We can show respect by trying to understand others. We can show respect by listening. We can also show respect by practicing good manners. When we respect each other, we build confidence and trust. Respecting others not only makes them feel good, it makes us feel good too. Imagine what our world would be like if nobody showed respect to others. Where people are mean and no one cares about anybody. That would be awful. The good thing is we can make a difference. We can show respect to others and be good examples for people around us. Raise your hand high up in the air if you want to learn more about respect. Great! Our friend Curious is here to help us in our adventure to become the best superheroes we can be. Curious, can you tell us, how can we show respect towards others? We can show respect anywhere, anytime, and to anybody. My mom cares about keeping the house clean and organized. She works hard to do this, and she gets frustrated when things get messy. I show her respect by putting my toys away after I'm finished playing with them. It makes her happy to see me care about keeping our house clean. My brother Neutron can really be sloppy. He doesn't like doing chores because he thinks they're boring. There are many ways we can show respect. And remember, we can also teach others how to do the same. That's what I tried to do with Neutron. I tried to be a good example. When I cared about our home and cleaned up my toys, I set a good example for Neutron to do the same thing. He could see that it's not that hard and it makes Mom happy. And pretty soon, he was doing it too. Now Neutron actually likes to clean up after himself because he realizes that it's a great way to show respect to our mom. In addition to cleaning up his toys, he helps Mom wash the dishes after we're finished eating. And he even gets to sit on the counter to help her dry the plates. My dad shows respect to our home by taking out the garbage so the kitchen doesn't stink. It's nice to have a clean kitchen, right? Absolutely! Respecting others can be fun, but most importantly, it shows how much we love the people that matter most to us. As superheroes, showing respect makes it easier for people to trust us. They know that we'll make good choices and act in a smart way, which helps everyone else. Our friend Curious knows that we earn the value of trust by showing respect. When we understand what other people need and care enough to help them, it's easier for them to trust us. We build trust by keeping promises we make to others. Like promising to wash our hands before eating, or doing our homework before going to play outside. We build trust by following the rules. There are rules everywhere we go. At school, we need to follow certain rules like raising our hands before we speak and waiting our turn to get in line for recess. At the park, we need to play nicely on the playground and throw our trash away in the trash bins. At home, We have to listen to our parents and do our chores. Following these rules makes us superheroes because we lead by example. My best friend Galaxy wouldn't be my friend if she didn't trust me. Since she trusts me, it gives her confidence in me and in my friendship to her. The other day, she asked me to keep a promise. She didn't want her dad to find out she was making him a birthday gift in art class at school. I told her I would keep her promise, and I did. Having trust leads to confidence. Let's ask our friend Curious what that means. What does it mean to have confidence? When we have confidence, it means we believe in ourselves. Having values and good manners makes us more confident as we are superheroes. My Aunt Orbit told me a week ago that her garden didn't look very pretty. There were leaves everywhere and the plants were so dry that they turned brown. She asked me if I wanted to help her make the garden look good again, and she trusted me to do an awesome job. Her trust gave me confidence, so I decided to help her out. I took a rake and cleaned all the leaves in the yard into a big pile. Then I put them all in a trash bag. I didn't want the wind to blow them all over the place again. The plants were dry because they needed water. It hadn't rained for days. There was a hose on the side of my Aunt Orbit's house that I used to water all the plants, especially the flowers. The garden looked better already, and Aunt Orbit called me yesterday and told me that the water made the plants turn green and the flowers bloom different colors. This made me so happy. She trusted me to help her. She was confident that I could do it, and this helped me to be confident in myself. It's time for a short break, but the fun will continue when we come back. We'll learn about the importance of honesty and what we can do to make it easier to tell the truth. But before we do that, it's time for our Nova quiz. Here we go. What is the opposite of telling the truth? A, telling a lie. B, making a joke. C, singing a song. D, reading a book. Put on your thinking cap and see if you can think of the answer. We'll be right back with more Kids Planet! Welcome back to Kids Planet! Ready to have some more fun? I am too! First, let's find out the answer to our Nova quiz. What is the opposite of telling the truth? A, telling a lie. B, making a joke. C, singing a song. D, reading a book. If you answered A, telling a lie, you're right. Telling a lie instead of the truth will always get us into trouble. My dad told me that telling the truth means you are acting with honesty. I know somebody who can help us understand this word, honesty. Curious, where are you? There you are. Curious, we have a question for you. What does honesty mean? I knew it. Honesty means telling the truth. Honesty is a very important way to show respect to others and to yourself too. Sometimes it can seem hard to be honest and tell the truth, but it is always the right thing to do. One of my chores at home is to remember to feed my pets every morning. I love them a lot. Comet is the best dog I could ask for, and Astro is the fluffiest cat ever. Well, the other day I woke up late and forgot to feed Comet and Astro. My mom was driving me to school and she asked me if I fed them. I didn't want to get in trouble, so I lied and told her I did feed them. She smiled and said thank you. That was the worst day ever. I thought about how hungry Comet and Astro were and how unfair it was to them. Because of my lie, they wouldn't get to eat until dinner time. I felt really sad and angry at myself for not telling the truth. Telling a lie is easier than telling the truth, but telling a lie always ends up hurting someone. Had I been honest and told my mom that I had forgotten to feed Comet and Astro, she would have just fed them when she got home. And I bet she wouldn't have even been mad at me. But because I lied, Comet and Astro would not get to eat all day. And that made me feel terrible. You know what, though? It's never too late to do the right thing and tell the truth. I told my teacher, Mrs. Starr, what happened and that I would like to call my mom to tell her. Mrs. Starr was proud of me. She said it's not easy to admit I lied, but owning up to my mistake was important, and it showed that I was trying to be respectful and do the right thing. So, I called my mom. She was disappointed, but she was very appreciative. She thanked me for telling her the truth and said she was proud of me for doing so. It didn't mean there weren't consequences for my actions. It's a special kind of chore when our parents trust us to feed our pets. Because I lied about feeding Comet and Astro, my mom took away that special chore for a week. She needed me to show her that she could trust me to feed them because it wasn't fair for them to go hungry all day. I worked really hard at my other chores in the house to show her I'm responsible and that I had learned from my mistake. After a week, she thanked me for working so hard to prove to her that I was ready to be responsible for Comet and Astro. And now I feed them every morning. They make the funniest sounds when they eat. If our friends lie about something and we know the truth, we need to encourage them to be honest. By helping them to be honest, we show them that we care about them and support them. Everyone is unique and different. We each have our own favorite hobbies and things we like. Some friends might like to read books instead of playing outside during break. Our family might like going bowling on weekends instead of watching a movie. It's okay to like different things, and you can tell someone you like something different from what he or she likes. That makes us all unique, which is a good thing. You just have to always be respectful of the other person and his or her ideas and opinions, even if they're different from yours. If you respect their different ideas and opinions, they'll respect yours too. My best friend Galaxy likes chocolate ice cream, and I like strawberry. She asked me if I wanted some chocolate ice cream when I was at her house, and I was honest but polite. I told her I didn't like chocolate, that strawberry was my favorite flavor. She smiled and said, "That's okay." Her mom also had strawberry ice cream in the freezer, so we both got to enjoy our own favorite flavors. Delicious! Honesty is very important because it shows how we really feel and think about things. That's why we have to always act and speak honestly, even though at times what we have to say is not what they were wanting to hear. That's why we have to be careful about how we express ourselves, to not hurt anyone's feelings. One day, I was helping Dad in the kitchen because he wanted to surprise my mom with dinner. He was really nervous because he isn't a really good cook. And he asked me to taste what he had made. The truth is that what he had made wasn't very good to the taste. He had worked really hard cooking, and I didn't know how to tell him. Then I thought carefully about how to tell him, and I was honest. In the best way possible, I told him that the dish wasn't very good. And you know what happened? My dad laughed. He thanked me for my honesty and said, "Then it is time for Plan B." And then called for Chinese delivery for everyone. My mom was very happy with the surprise when it arrived. That's why being honest is so important. Wow! We've learned so much about honesty. We learned that courteous children always tell the truth respectfully. Now we have to take a quick break. Don't go far. When we return, we'll discover what the word integrity means. But first, how about another Nova quiz? Awesome! Here it is. What kind of mammal is known to bully others for food? A. The hippos. B. The wild boars. C. The whales. D. The chimpanzees. See if you can think of the answer. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more on Kids Planet! We're back! Let's continue our incredible adventure on Kids Planet! Time for the answer to our Nova quiz. Remember the question? What mammal is known to bully others for food? A. The hippos. B. The wild boars. C. The whales. D. The chimpanzees. Did you answer D, chimpanzee? You're right! Chimpanzees, especially the boys, like to bully the others for food. They push each other around and make loud sounds. Can you make a chimpanzee sound like this? Try it again. Wow, that sounds just like a chimpanzee. Good job. There are actually many animals that fight over food in order to survive. Thank goodness we're not animals. Getting bullied and pushed around doesn't sound like fun. Even though we're humans, not animals, there are some people that bully others. It isn't good to do that. That person is known as a bully, and it can be anyone if he is hurting someone else. Bullies can either say or do bad things. A bully doesn't have integrity. Remember? That's the word I told you about earlier. Let's find out what it means. Curious, can you help us? What does it mean to have integrity? Integrity means being honest, but it also means we choose to do the right thing. We choose to be kind and make good choices. When we have integrity, you show honor. Honor means other people recognize you for saying and doing the right things always. My best friend Galaxy was being bullied at school the other day. Another kid was laughing at her because she dropped her ham sandwich on the floor and she couldn't eat it anymore. Instead of helping her or letting our teacher, Mrs. Starr, know, he just pointed and laughed at her while she cried. I walked over to Mrs. Starr and told her what was happening. She talked to the boy who was bullying Galaxy, and he understood what he did was wrong. He apologized to Galaxy, and they gave each other a hug. The whole classroom cheered. Mrs. Starr said that I showed integrity. She said she was proud to have a student with honor in her class. Integrity means you do the right thing, even when other people don't. Even when they make bad choices. You know who has honor? Superheroes! Superheroes have lots of honor because they live by good values. They always set the right example. We show honor by not doing bad things like stealing, lying, cheating, or calling people bad names. Instead, we don't touch what isn't ours. We tell the truth, we don't cheat, and we treat people with kindness. My dad always says, treat others as you want to be treated. It's so true. I want people to be nice and respectful towards me, so I have to act the same way towards them. Wow! Today we've learned so many important things. Curious will help us go over what we discovered on our adventure. Are you ready? Great! We learned that helping others shows respect and how much we care about the people we love. Respect means we understand others and their differences. We build trust with others through respect, and trust leads to confidence. And with confidence in ourselves, we can do anything. We learned about the importance of being honest and telling the truth. When you tell the truth, you show respect for others and yourself. No matter how hard it might seem to be honest, we have to be brave and make the right choice. Your friends might like different things from what you like, and that's okay. You can be honest and say you don't like the same things. That doesn't mean you can't be friends. Everybody is unique. We learned what it means to have integrity. It's not just being honest, it's saying and doing the right thing always. When you act with integrity, people will recognize your honor. Honor means you choose to do the right thing even when others around you make bad choices. As superheroes, we stick up for what's right, not wrong. The most important thing to remember is to treat others as you want to be treated. Show respect, build trust, be confident, tell the truth, and always do what's right. Before we end today's mission, we have to make a quick stop for our interplanet trivia. And we're going to need some help. Why don't we call my big brother Neutron? Yay, Neutron! You're here! We learned a ton about respect today. Showing respect towards others is easy and can be shown to anyone, anytime, and anywhere. Setting good examples for others helps everyone do better. Doing our chores, being nice, and listening to our parents helps us respect our home. Doing our homework, paying attention, and being good students help us be respectful at school. Showing respect shows that we care for others. All right, now that we've reviewed what respect is, let's test our knowledge. Do you think you can figure out which one of these actions is demonstrating respect? Is it this action? Neutron got home from school and went straight to the computer to play a game. When Mom asked him if he had homework to do, he said no, even though he did. He lied. Or could it be this one? Neutron makes sure to always clean up after himself and finish all his chores in the house. He helps out as much as he can. Do you think you can figure it out? Think carefully. Here, Neutron lied to Mom and said he didn't have homework so he could play on the computer longer. Here, Neutron makes sure to help our parents around the house to make it easier for them. It has to be Neutron respecting the house and helping whenever he can. Wow! Great job, guys, and great job, Neutron! Having honor, integrity, and confidence help us to be more respectful with ourselves and with others. When we are honest, polite, and tell the truth, we are making the right choice. Everyone is unique, and we must respect them despite our differences. As superheroes, we need to be the best we can be and treat others as we would want to be treated. You did great! See you next time on Interplanet Trivia! Now it's time to say goodbye. But don't worry, because we'll see each other again soon. Right here in the best place in all of outer space, Kids Planet!